This is the luxury world. Get inspired with us today and tomorrow. The 2025 secondary market in the United Kingdom offers an intricate portrait of Rolex's steel sports watch segment, revealing contrasting patterns in resale performance, collector demand, and perceived value. While the brand's official retail price list has remained relatively stable for most steel references, the secondary market paints a far more dynamic picture. Certain models attract premiums exceeding 90%, while others trade below retail, illustrating how market psychology, scarcity, and brand heritage shape resale trajectories. In this video brought to you by the Luxury World, we will give a comprehensive review on the major Rolex steel sports models based on full set listings from 2025. The data-driven analysis highlights patterns of pricing, production influence, and collector sentiment across the lineup. Please subscribe to Luxury World for exclusive access to upcoming insights, curated content, and expert guidance to help elevate every step of your watch investment journey. The Rolex Submariner remains a cornerstone of the steel sports collection. The Submariner date, retailing for approximately £9,150, consistently performs in the secondary market with prices hovering around £11,000, a premium of roughly 21%. Although highly popular, its large production volume tempers more extreme price surges. Its status as an iconic dive watch ensures continued relevance, while availability remains moderately accessible. The no-date Submariner, with a similar case profile but lacking a date complication, trades for approximately £10,000. Collectors drawn to minimalism and historical fidelity tend to favor this variant. It is perceived as more purist, aligning closely with early Submariner design language. Resale performance remains strong, though slightly below its date-equipped sibling. The green bezel and black dial Submariner, unofficially referred to as the Starbucks, commands a stronger premium, typically trading around £12,000. With a retail price near £9,500, this equates to a 26% markup. While popular, it has not quite matched the cult status of its predecessor, the Hulk, which boasted a full green dial. Nevertheless, its market position remains solid as a modern, colorful twist on a classic reference. Among all steel Rolex models, the GMT Master II collection dominates in terms of resale premiums. With their vibrant bezels, dual time zone functions, and travel-oriented heritage, GMT variants continue to attract strong collector interest and aggressive secondary pricing. The Batman GMT, with its black and blue bezel and oyster bracelet, trades for approximately £13,000 on the pre-owned market, compared to a retail price of £9,450. This results in a 38% premium. The Jubilee bracelet version, referred to as the Batgirl, typically garners an additional £1,000 in value. A strong collector preference for the Jubilee configuration persists across the GMT lineup. The Sprite GMT, introduced in 2022, features a green and black bezel and a left-hand crown placement. This unusual layout sets it apart from standard Rolex symmetry and has helped cultivate a distinct niche. With a retail price of £9,900, pre-owned prices remain stable at around £13,000. Although prices softened earlier in the year, it continues to command significant interest, especially in its Jubilee bracelet configuration, which typically sells at a premium to the oyster version. One of the most recent additions to the lineup is the Bruce Wayne GMT, released in 2024. Featuring a black and gray bezel, this model retails for £9,450. On the secondary market, the oyster version sells for over £14,000, while the Jubilee variant often exceeds £15,000, representing premiums of 51% and 61%, respectively. As the newest colorway, this reference benefits from collector enthusiasm around fresh designs and limited availability. The Pepsi GMT, with its red and blue bezel, remains the most unattainable among current steel GMT models. Oyster bracelet versions trade around £17,000, an 80% markup over retail. The Jubilee variant further increases the premium by approximately £1,000. Official availability is exceptionally limited, with most allocations reserved for top-tier clients or those with long-standing dealer relationships. This reference continues to embody Rolex's strategy of controlled scarcity. The Rolex Daytona, particularly in steel, represents the pinnacle of desirability in the professional lineup. Market performance for these chronographs has outpaced nearly every other steel reference. The Daytona with a black dial consistently fetches a 69% premium in the secondary market, despite its RRP of around £13,600. Resale values approach £23,000. With extremely limited retail access, most buyers are directed to the open market, where demand far exceeds supply. The highest market performer is the Daytona Panda, a white dial model featuring black subdials. Often viewed as the flagship of the Daytona family, this reference trades near £26,000, translating to a staggering 91% premium over retail. It remains largely unattainable through authorized retailers unless buyers possess a deep purchasing history. Its desirability is bolstered by its visual impact, brand mythology, and limited distribution. Within the field watch category, the Explorer II presents two dial configurations with differing levels of market performance. The black dial variant, priced at £8,550, generally trades at a slight discount. Conversely, the white dial version retains stronger interest. Rolex's sparing use of white dials across the professional line creates visual variety, which collectors often seek. Both versions are infrequently listed, suggesting that flipping activity is minimal and availability through retail channels remains viable. The Explorer 40mm, priced at £6,750, offers a contemporary take on the historic line. Its modern case size and familiar design language allow it to bridge classic and current aesthetics. This reference typically trades at a 4% premium, offering moderate appreciation and consistent demand. Meanwhile, the Explorer 36mm nods to the original proportions of the model, trades less frequently but with higher premiums, around 10% above its £6,400 retail price. Collectors drawn to understated design and historical continuity are particularly interested in this variant. Its value is derived not from hype, but from a quiet reverence for Rolex heritage. Occupying a more refined space within the professional collection, the Yacht Master series blends sport and elegance. The 40mm slate dial variant, retailing at £10,600, typically resells for approximately £12,000. Meanwhile, the blue dial version, once seen as less desirable, now commands higher premium reselling at about £12,500. This inversion in pricing trends may stem from reduced listings and greater perceived scarcity, rather than a sharp shift in design preference. Smaller Yacht Master references, such as the 37mm slate dial model, are rarely available on the open market. Often categorized as a ladies' watch, its resale prices exceed retail by about 20%. The elevated pricing is more a reflection of limited production than overwhelming collector demand. Nonetheless, its curved case profile and platinum bezel offer a luxury alternative to the Submariner for those seeking subtle distinction. The Sea Dweller 43mm combines vintage design cues with modern proportions. Despite its historical roots and professional capabilities, demand remains subdued in comparison to other dive-focused offerings. Retailing at £11,750, it typically trades at a 4% discount. Its appeal remains strongest among those seeking a larger and more niche alternative to the Submariner. The Deep Sea with a black dial, although one of the most robust watches in the lineup, often trades at about 10% under retail. Its immense dimensions, while technically impressive, limit widespread adoption. However, the James Cameron Deep Sea Edition, with its gradient blue to black dial, holds steady near retail pricing. The model has carved out a loyal following, largely due to its striking appearance and connection to deep-sea exploration. Rounding out the steel sports collection is the Air King. Long considered one of Rolex's most polarizing designs, this reference features a non-traditional dial with prominent numerals and green-yellow accents. Despite stylistic divisiveness, it maintains a premium of roughly 6% over its retail price. This performance is indicative of niche appeal within a broader collector base that continues to favor more conservative references. The Air King endures as a wildcard in the Rolex catalog, neither widely celebrated nor dismissed. The 2025 UK secondary market for Rolex steel sports watches illustrates a nuanced hierarchy built on design language, production volume, historical resonance, and collector psychology. Top-tier performers, such as the Panda Daytona, Pepsi GMT, and Bruce Wayne GMT, garner dramatic premiums due to scarcity, fresh appeal, or cult status. Meanwhile, more utilitarian models like the Deep Sea, Air King, and Explorer II present accessible opportunities for enthusiasts seeking intrinsic value without engaging in speculative pricing. What are your thoughts on the current state of the Rolex steel sports market? We would love to hear your perspective. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments and give the video a thumbs up if you found it insightful. Do not forget to follow Luxury World for more curated content on fine timepieces and market insights. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to welcoming you again in our next video.